What is up? We are live again early today, 2:30, like I said yesterday, and I don't know how long I'll be on, but Wildcat randomly closed way early today. Um, so we will be doing some main BRs, and we will also be doing some drafters playoff best ball. I'm going to save the Deposit Kingdom fullback dive stuff. I'm going to do them later tonight. But thank you for popping in, and we're going to go ahead and get started right now, I think. And we're going to join this Drafters Playoff Second Chance. And we are waiting on two. So, yeah, we have. I've been noticing that these pods are. It's pretty much the same exact squads being built over and over and over again. Uh, the only way to really get anything different is to massively take a massive hit at ADP somewhere. Like you're never getting Devonte Adams back with Puka. You're never getting, or you're very rarely getting that. Like almost the six holes, almost always two Rams, either Adams and Stafford or Kyron Stafford or Adams and or Adams and Kyron. If you go Adams and Kyron, you aren't near as likely to get uh, a quarterback that you like because the quarterback that usually falls, it's either C.J. Stroud, which is tough, or you get like you end up getting Caleb Williams down there, which means that you just took two advanced rate pieces in the team that plays your team that you took in round 1 and 2 in round 1. So it is pretty tough to not take Stafford there. Yeah, and you don't get Nico if you go with Stroud. Uh, I assume that's official now. I don't think it's official, but we have had some news. Okay, he just got ruled out literally 2 minutes ago. Roma Dunze is going to play. Dotson is going to play, which is huge for the Rams. Christian Gonzalez may not play, by the way. I'm pretty in on Jaden Higgins after reading that. Like, I was already kind of in on Jaden Higgins. I'll probably have to start taking a little bit more. I'll definitely be taking a little bit more. What's his name? Christian Kirk as well in the battle royales. I didn't take but like one share in my 50 Wildcats. I did 51 Wildcats. I took one share of Christian Kirk. I just don't think that offense is going to get anything going. And if it does get going, I think it's pretty reliant on uh, Jaden Higgins to do something. If Gonzalez is out, I might eat those words. I also think that he's a little overrated. I know he's been good this season, but I think it's more that other reasons is why that's so good. I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. Dalton Schultz is huge for me. And how we doing, Best Ball on Call? And Greg, how we doing? Chris, welcome. Oh, you advanced one. That is kind of rough. So we're going to take RJ Harvey here and hope that we get Bo back. Uh, Very rarely does Bo come all the way back on drafters. Uh, so what happens in these lobbies, and it's happening over and over and over again, the six hole almost always gets pigeonholed to Rams and Patriots. And then The 5 hole is almost always Patriots and something. And these two spots swap between Niners and Bills. But Ramondre doesn't usually go over here. So this guy's building that out. Maybe, but he took Sam Darnold because he has to. And then Bo Nix goes because Sam Darnold went, right? So that means that my only option is to go into the Rams now. So these lobbies are pretty rough. But we're going to continue with the path, and we're going to hope that Brock Purdy makes it back. We might even, if Jawan Jennings is available here, I'm probably just going to take Jennings and I'm going to push it. And if I lose, I lose. I guess he's so far down the list, it's not that big of a deal. I think I can go ahead and take it. Actually, I will take Loveland if Loveland makes it to me. Jordan McBort probably takes Loveland, or no, he might take Hunter Henry. So I will take Loveland if he makes it here, and then I'll have 2 quarterback options. As long as 2 people don't go double quarterback, I'd be good. And if Loveland doesn't go or does go, I'll just take Purdy. And he takes Hunter Henry, like expected. We will take him and then see what happens. Now it's just a waiting game. Are we going to have a relevant, like a capable team to get to the Super Bowl or not? Worst case scenario here, I just build out full Texans, right? Like, which is absolutely the worst scenario. Like, there's very little way to say that that's not the worst possible scenario. I think it's not even that I don't believe the Texans can get there. It's that I don't believe the Texans, if they get there, are going to score a bunch of fantasy points. It's less of an indictment of the team as a whole as it is as an indictment of that. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna take Caleb here instead. Hey, you said Mike went wonky. Is it better now? Let me know. We will. Okay. Do we take? I'm gonna take Caleb, and then if Purdy comes back, we'll take Purdy. Okay, so I just messed with the microphone stuff. Hopefully that's still working. Yeah, we will be doing underdog battle royales. I will be, I'll be bouncing back and forth between this and underdog drafter battle royale. I will probably do a splash or 2 as well today. I do. I like the main BR is already 50% full over on underdog. On drafters, it's definitely picking up. And I know the Wildcat was it was 18,000 this week instead of the 30,000, but it already filled. So Christian Gonzalez out means Texas Wonder. Yeah, absolutely. And he's not officially out, or he wasn't when I started the stream. So we will try to keep that up and see Yeah, so McDonald, extreme or really optimistic that Darnold's going to play. I would hope he plays. Uh, I mean, right? Like it's a playoff game. You don't need your Sam Darnold doesn't need a worse playoff image. If he needs anything, it's definitely not a worse playoff image, right? Like it's already pretty low. So hopefully for his sake, he can figure out a way to play. Uh, yeah, so we're gonna use CMC as an advanced rate piece here. Hey, thank you, sir. Yeah, well, I'm glad. Well, I'm personally glad that Travion didn't do much, even though I had a bit of him. But I was also in on Hampton a little bit. I my Bryce Young, like if I hadn't put Bryce Young on that team, I probably would have got first. But if I don't take Bryce Young, I may not take Jalen Coker either. So we're gonna possibly take him. We're gonna take Rome. We're gonna get Loveland, Moore, and Rome, and then we'll take Pat Bryant on the way back. And where did Monungai just went right afterwards. Yeah, I like drafters. And if you haven't played on drafters, I do have a promo code. It's the same promo code they give to everybody. It's 100% deposit bonus for match of $100 or 100% deposit match bonus for $100. Promo code WHO, capital H, then two little O's. They their total points. So this playoff style is a lot different. It's also full PPR. They have dailies as well. I really enjoyed the site. I think the look of it is fine. You get your own profile picture, like you get to upload your picture. That number in parentheses is actually the number of drafts that the player has done in that contest. So this shows everybody in the room that this is my 15th draft in the $5 playoff mini. Roto Ronnie hasn't done any of them. So like Jort McBort is a legend with 58 of them. So they have some things there. I like the site. It's pretty seamless. It seems to work pretty well. And they also do pick'ems. They're a lot stricter on the pick'ems they offer. They don't offer near as much. That is for sure. And but they do a pretty good job. And they're easy to work with. So, hey, no problem, man. They are ran out of Canada, so like I had to use my PayPal account to get money on there, but that wasn't that big of a deal. So we're gonna take an advance rate piece here. What do we want? I know who my last round pick is gonna be. Yeah, that's another thing. As soon as you the one negative thing is as if you time out, the first time you time out, it goes to auto pick. And if you don't click it and you're on the turn, it will pick within 3 seconds. So if you're on the turn and you let it time out, the very first time you time out, it switches you to auto. So you have to click, if you want to make the first pick, if you're on the turn, don't let it time out. That is the one thing about drafters that can be negative. So you have to click the button, right, to make sure that you actually get what the player you want. We will take. So the thing is J.K. Dobbins. Like, I like J.K. Dobbins a lot on these teams like this that can definitely support him. Uh, so we're gonna go ahead and take Dobbins, and then whenever the draft's over, it comes up here. Also, like, I can click on the player's name and it will show their roster. So I can go through all of these rosters that way as well. Uh, the team is Caleb Williams, CMC, RJ Harvey, and Dobbins, Sutton, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Pat Bryant, Kyle Williams, solo tight end, Colston Loveland. This is actually a fun team. I'm really glad that I swapped over to Caleb instead of taking Purdy there. Number one, I think the Bears have a better chance to get the Super Bowl than the Niners. And number two, if I didn't get Juwan Jennings back, and I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have because he went the next pick. I wouldn't have loved the team. I would have been a lot thinner, right? So, and it would have forced me to take Tonjes here, and I wouldn't have had anything I liked there. I don't know what I would have done. So I do think that ended up being the correct call. But we are going to come on over here, and we're going to go to Underdog. We're going to look at the BR. DFS bro asked, do you still want to play it like Underdog, as if where teams don't win, they will get zeros? For me, no. I don't know if you play like the FFPC stuff, but like, you need players that have the high score in week one. So it's not that I don't want to put a lot of Rams on my Niners or on my Bears teams, but I do think it's more probable that becomes the optimal lineup. Like last year in the drafters playoff stuff, the teams that won all had Nico Collins, who only played 2 games. The reason why is because Nico Collins scored close to 30 points in 2 weeks. He scored like 34 points in 2 weeks. You needed those points overall to get up to the top 10 to 15 players. So the advance rate pieces matter more because you're not in a pod. It's a total points. So you're looking for the nut outcome, right? So I do play them slightly differently. I do try to make sure that I have and as you've seen, it's only 10 rounds. The regular playoff basketball was 12 rounds, just like DraftKings, but there's no pods. So it is a completely different style of game for sure. All right, so we're over here. We're going to do a main BR over on Underdog, and we're going to join in 10 seconds. I'm not sure if I have the thing figured out yet, or if the location errors are going to continue. I did a reboot again earlier, so we will see. Can't believe it. Their site's still broke. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Boo. Exactly. Exactly. And by the way, DFS bro, if you get time at some point, if you could come over to the YouTube side and smash the sub for me, that would be awesome. That would help me out a lot. I do plan on, so during the games this weekend, I'm going to go through and I'm going to start my process for what I believe rankings for next year for big board stuff like that. So I will have a lot of content. It may not be good content, but it will be content. So there is that. We got Crossface at the 102. I got the 104. Alex has the 105. For once, I'm drafting on the left side of Alex. That feels like a hill. That's something that very rarely happens. It's a hill. I've finally climbed up and I'm going back down the other side of the hill. Finally reached the top. I'm coming for you, Alex. I'm going to pick at the front of the draft now. It's my turn, sir. I don't have enough Colson Loveland right now, so I'm only at field, and I want to be above field. He's a big talking point between people. Like some people love him, some people don't. I think he's very worth a top four. I think he's worth a fourth pick. I don't necessarily like. I definitely won't take him above JSN, McCaffrey, or Puka. Like, there's zero chance of that. But I think that at pick 4, it's pretty wide open to what you can do. And by the way, if you're just popping in here, if you could smash the like for me, that would be fantastic. I would love it. Would be really, really good for me. I'm going to go ahead and take Kenneth Walker. I'm going to pull Kenneth Walker up the board. I know Kenneth Walker falls back here a little bit, but I do have somewhat of a plan here. So we will see how that plays out. If like whatever the highest ADP player that makes it back to me, I'm going to take, basically. So I'm trying to get 2 players that are paired on this side of the board with Loveland, which will be unique because Loveland doesn't always go in the first round. And if he does, he's almost always paired with like the Stephon Diggs and people on the other side of the board. It's not usually 2 of the like 8 people who go on this side of the board, but it looks like I mean, if Swift comes back, that's something that I'm sure I already have. And Ramondre would be the other pick. But Ramondre comes on this side of the board as well. So this is going to be very unique because Walker never gets taken early in the second. And Stevenson is generally over here. So you're going to have a lot of Loveland with Stevenson, but very few Loveland Stevenson with Kenneth Walker as well. So that is something I want to mix in a little bit. I'm pretty low on Kyren for the week. I'm going to have more Blake Corum than I will than Kyren Williams. I've taken a few Kyren shares. I'm not a huge buyer on it. I mean, we will absolutely take Caleb Williams here. Like, absolutely. So we're not going to have a Rams bring back on this team, but I think that's fine. The bring back stuff, it does work. Like, it for sure works. I'm not going to say it doesn't work. On these shorter slates, the whole point of it is to like make sure to try to get, there's less hurdles you have to jump, right? If you get this one game right, you don't have to thread the needle perfectly. And there are some other elements to that. But on these shorter slates, like, it could just be that Caleb Williams is the only quarterback that throws 3 touchdowns. And the Rams they could score 3 touchdowns, but all the players that score touchdowns, like their tight ends, like 2 of their tight ends get touchdowns, but only 30 yards, but Loveland has 100 and a touchdown kind of thing. And then like you didn't need the bring back. We will take Jaden Higgins here. We will play a little bit of a bring back on the other side there. We could go with Rome. I don't have as much Rome as I probably should, but I kind of like these scroll options down here a little bit. I like Pat Bryant. I like Brandon Cooks. I haven't gotten to much Shaheed. I don't really like Shaheed with Kenneth Walker or Sharbs is one reason I haven't gotten much of him. I like Kayshon Boutte quite a bit. And Ricky Pearsall. Like, I think Pearsall, he's expected to play. I don't know how healthy he's going to be. It kind of sounds like he may not. Like, he was talking about how he needs to he's going to have to play different, basically. Like, he's going to have to try to not land a certain way, which doesn't sound great. I heard that on a podcast earlier today, which definitely, like I said, doesn't sound great. We will go. Yeah, we will go with Brandin Cooks on this team. So we got a little different here. We got Alex at the 105, Josh Allen, RJ Harvey, bring back Shakir. This is like a lot of my Josh Allen teams start like this. This is exactly how I want to do it. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And I actually have a double tight end build with this same start because I don't think very many people are going to do it. And I think Josh Allen, Harvey, Shakir is going to be very chalky start. So if it's what you need, you're going to need to separate somehow. So I love the fact that you've done that. I think that that's pretty sharp. So you got Luther Burden, Schultz, and the other stacking piece here with Kincaid. Yeah, I like that team. I got Caleb Williams stacked with Loveland, Kenneth Walker, and Stevenson, and then Higgins and Brandin Cooks. I gave up some ADP value. We basically said that round 2 sucks, and we took 2 round 3 players intentionally, and we didn't take a back end round 1 player. We took Loveland up there. So we kind of avoided different parts of the board to create a unique team there, and then we also moved down to Brandin Cooks. I was kind of hoping that, because a lot of the drafts, Luther Burden or DJ Moore falls back down here. I've been seeing it a lot lately. I was kind of hoping that happened here. It didn't, because we have a sharp room. And then Crossface at the 102, CMC, solo running back, Drake May, Sutton, Diggs, Kirk, and AJ Barner. Yeah, that's a very solid team too. I really like the 3 wide receivers this week. I haven't gotten to much Kirk yet. I'm probably going to take a couple shares of him today, though. So we are going back. We're going to do another Battle Royale, and we're going to enter in 10 seconds. Underdog needs to get their stuff under control. Get it under control, guys. We can't have we can't wear out the soundboard, guys. Come on, you're better than that. Or apparently you're not better than that. But I was trying to get a little overweight CMC by taking him at the 102, but apparently I'm not picking at the 102. I'm only picking at the 103. Oh, here we go. So it's been hard to do that. And a couple of the times I've been at the 102, the 101's taken JSN. I cannot sign off on that. I'm not against it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's bad. I don't like it. For me specifically, I was saying it on Chad Candle's stream in the chat earlier today, and basically, like, I just don't see a world where JSN is like, there is a way to where he gets like 80 or 100 and touchdown, and then they salt the game away later, right? And then that is enough. You got 18 points from JSN, and that's enough because most of the first round fails, right? Yeah, Bobbert 96 does look like a 101 JSN guy, but he is not. So like, that can happen, but like, if that happens, it might, like, I think you just wanted to pick at the back of the board. I think in most situations that JSN is having a really big game, CMC is brought along in that game. And in my eyes, the running back scrolls are much uglier than the wide receiver scrolls, and it's a lot easier to fit. Like, I think it won't be easier, but it's more likely that the Kayshon Boutte or the Pat Bryant ends up matching closer to what JSN does than it is for a Blake Corum to match CMC, right? Or a Nick Chubb who is down there, Kyle Monangai, right? So I think that like that is my thought process. I think you could argue that CMC is the 101. That's where Crutches stands. I'm still Puka 101 and McCaffrey 102, but I would just like both of them to be at 20% and then JSN to be 8 to 10%. That's where I'm at. That's how I'm going to draft it. So this happened, like, so many of my CMC teams look the same though, because basically all like that tier of players is gone. Do you really want my thoughts on you clicking Nick Chubb? Like, here's my, like, I will answer that without giving you a straight answer. I have 5% Woody marks. Like that's my take. Like that's my take on it. I have 5% Woody marks. I'm pretty big on Swift. I think Swift is a really, really good click this week. But I'm pretty over on all the Bears. Since Milton Williams, like it's more Milton Williams. Milton Williams was out when their defense was bad. And now that Milton Williams is back in the middle of that defense, just like last week, you can't run on him. Like you couldn't run on him before when he was healthy. And it kind of looks like you can't run on them again. So I don't want any. I think if there's anything positive that happens in that game for the Texans, it's going to be through the air. And I think that I just don't see Woody Marks and Chubb and that offensive line being good against that defensive line. Is kind of where I'm at. And I could be wrong. Like I'm picking a lane. I don't like the matchup. I'm going to stay in that lane. And I can show you my exposures, but that's just kind of where I'm at. I think if they get to the Super Bowl, he'll definitely play. What's up, Bayou? I'm at like 30% Swift, 27% Burden, and 23% DJ Moore or something. I'm heavy on the Bears this week. Even if Marks went down the first play, Chubb, it's a dog to gift. Yeah, that's kind of like I think if you're clicking Nick Chubb, you just want 3 wide receivers. That's where I'm personally standing. I like anytime like I will take a share or 2 of Kyle Monangai, but you're not going to catch me take any of these other guys. And if I were to take any of these other guys, the one I would take would be Jaleel McLaughlin. It would not be him. But like I'm not saying that I'm correct. I'm just saying that's what I would do. So, and Jawan Jennings is getting absolutely dumpstered in these drafts. Like he just falls and falls and falls. It's absolutely crazy to me. As we know, he's going to throw a touchdown pass again. As you see in my poll, which the poll today is more TD passes, And it's Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, Sam Darnold, or Jawan Jennings. And one guy agrees that it's Jawan Jennings. I actually don't agree that it's Jawan Jennings, but I think it's pretty funny. And like right here, I have a very, very hard time passing on Caleb Williams at this point. But I'm building out the San Francisco Seattle game. I'm going to take Barner here. I pulled Christian Kirk or Shakir up with these two. I don't think it's going to be done a ton. And then I also got the little bit of a fall on Jennings. So taking Barner there like locks me into Purdy, and if I don't get Purdy, I could just take Sam Darnold. It's all good. This guy may end up taking Brock Purdy. I don't know what he's going to do. Tonjes isn't available, so they probably go to something different. But of the they do have Bo Nix, so yeah, you take Bo, you stack Bo with RJ Harvey. He took Kincaid for the bring back. That's what I would do there. That makes sense. I like the way that team built out. So Alex from the 5 hole, Josh Allen, James Cook, Diggs, Tonjes, and Jaden Higgins. Double QB build right there. Marvin Mims. That's a scroll that I don't hate. I'm not going to do it. So the PFF betting thing today, I was listening to that, and apparently Marvin Mims is 100-1 to lead the game in receiving yards. I'm not making the bet, but I don't hate the call out on it. I don't dislike it at all. Like you put $10 on to win 1,000. So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like if you do 100 of these, if you take a Marvin Mims, you're basically aligned with that line, right? Like you're aligned now. And there's also like zero chance Marvin Mims got 100 yards without a touchdown with the way he plays. Because if he does it, he's doing it on 3 receptions, and he just broke one, right? So yeah, there you go. That's your first. And I took an ugly share of somebody earlier today. I can't remember who it was. So we got CMC, DeAndre Swift, Shakir, Jennings, Barner, Purdy. We built out a solid squad there. And then that is it. We're going to go back over to drafters though, and we're going to do a splash. This normally the splashes are 5-man pods. This week it's a 3-man pod. I will wait until this one fills, and then I'll join it. As you see, there's only 2,500 over here. It will definitely fill. First place is 1,000. If you do 10 of them, you get 1 ticket for free. I do 11 of these every single week. I do the 10, get my free ticket, do 1 more, and then I'm done. So that's what I do. Maybe we're going to have to wait a little while on this. I don't know. We could. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and join it, I think. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and join it. And since it was taking a while to fill, hopefully one of you can get in with me if you would like. And if you're just popping in, if you smash the like, that would be awesome. What better? You getting 100-1? Like I heard that they like that line. I'm like, spoken like a true gambler. I love it. Also, sometimes drafters reverse to this view. You can just click board view and it goes back. We got hurting feelings here at the 101. I've just seen the name before. I don't know if they're here. But yeah, so on drafters as well, it's one quarterback. It's very deep. It's 8 rounds. You have a flex and a tight end spot. So you can draft 3 running backs or 4 wide receivers or 2 tight ends, right? Generally what you want to do on drafters, they sort by projected points. That's always sorted by projected points. So if you accidentally auto, you're going to get Josh Allen or Drake May in the first round. It's very interesting that Drake May is projected for more points than Josh Allen, though. That is very interesting to me. I always just draft from the flex spot, and whenever I feel like taking a quarterback or whenever I feel like taking a quarterback, I just click the button. So we will get one of those 2 players. I think shipping it autos a bit. They did not take CMC. I will smash that button. Absolutely smash that button. We will take either Davante Adams or RJ Harvey, assuming I like RJ Harvey this week more than James Cook. It's probably going to burn me. About 1 out of every 3 times I make a stand, it burns me. I feel pretty good about this, though. We'll go ahead and take Adams. I do like the receiver depth a lot this week. And on this side specifically, I like full PPR. Like Adams and Puka. Adams had what? Like a bunch of targets last week. Where's his targets? It doesn't show his targets. I believe he had like Puka. I know Puka and Adams combined had like 70% of the targets on that team. So I definitely want like I'm not really super worried about Adams or Puka. I'm a little worried about Stafford's hand, but I'm not that worried about it. I'm not worried enough to avoid it. So like this is something else. Since they do projected points here, as you see, Charbonnet is way down the board. So if you pay attention on underdog, and yes, it is different scoring because it's full point PPR. Charbonnet should be lower in full point PPR, but you can get some what you would consider values over here on drafters as well. I like drafters a lot because of that. Now I've hit bigger on underdog this year. I've probably lost a little bit on drafters. I've had 3 top 10 finishes, but I've not hit a bigger win. So, and Loveland is gone, and I kind of feel pretty close to the same about the rest of the wide receivers there, or not the wide receivers, the quarterbacks. We're gonna take Luther Burden and we're going to take Caleb Williams next. So we're going to have Devontae Adams bring back Swift, Burden, and Caleb Williams here with CMC and Charbonnet. We'll just take a random tight end at the end. I don't think people are respecting Dalton Schultz enough on this site either. I've only done the one, but he also went undrafted. The other thing about drafters is you can full swap. I don't know if you're still here, DFS bro, but if you're here, say something in the chat and I'll show you. But you can actually full swap up to 10 players from the pool that wasn't drafted, like individually on the app as well. So it's a different, like, it's not like Underdog where you just set a rankings list and it auto swaps. No, you go in and you manually swap, which is one reason I don't want like 100 teams. Did Schultz did go? All right, Schultz went as a flex. Yeah, we'll take Tonjes. It's all good, and then probably just take DJ Moore at the end. Build out a huge game there. If they want DJ Moore, they can have him. I did that hoping to not get DJ Moore, to not be like super stacked there. Jaden Higgins is also like he's way down the board as well. But like what I could have done there is I could have taken, like, he didn't have a tight end, which is one reason I wanted to take Tonjes, because I liked him a little more than Barner. But I could have taken DJ Moore, and then if I decided I don't want all of the Bears, I could go in and swap DJ Moore after the draft. Caleb Williams, CMC, DeAndre Swift, Adams, Burden, DJ Moore, Tonjes, and Sharbs. So we got 3 Bears. We have Devontae Adams, CMC, and Sharbs, and a random tight end there in Jake Tonjes. We're going back to Underdog, and we're going to do a BR again, and we're going to join in 10 seconds. I'm going to end up doing several more BRs this week than normal, being that it is the last slate of the year. We're going to go a little ham. I also had a decent week last week, so we're going to put all that money back in like a true degenerate. Not all of it, just some of it. We got the 104, my most disliked position this week, and it doesn't look like anybody was able to get in today. We got Fish Mob at the 6. Fish Mob. We got so I looking at like stuff for next year. The running back market's going to be very interesting. A lot of free agents on teams that have used committees with running backs that are really good when they so I kind of feel like either those teams are going to re-sign the player that's going to free agency, like Algier, or we're going to see that team draft somebody. And if that player sucks, then Bijan is awesome, right? Like even better. I haven't taken a James Cook team in a while. We'll take a James Cook team. I'm basically at like 13-14% James Cook. I don't want to be at field, but I don't want to full fade him either. I do respect that he could be good. I do respect or understand that it's probably the running game that gets there if Buffalo wins. And I also think with Josh Allen, I feel like you kind of need to bring a Broncos piece along with you. With James Cook, I think you can, or like I've done this a couple times. This is the only other person I've seen do this. Courtland Sutton almost always goes between picks 10 and 15. Always. There's going to be very few Josh Allen, Courtland Sutton teams out there unless we get a fall, right? So if you want Sutton with Allen, and I think that you need a Broncos piece with Josh Allen, and everyone's going to have it with RJ Harvey. I love that. I absolutely love that. I I'm going to do it again. I think that it's very sharp. I'm not very big on Cortland Sutton this week, to be honest with you, but I like his usage hasn't been as good lately. The Broncos or the Bills are really good against the pass, but just in a variance situation, like if only 8 to 10% of the field has Josh Allen with Cortland Sutton, and 30% has it with RJ Harvey, I want my shares. Yes, we will take the DeAndre Swift fall. Thank you a lot. It means a lot to me, guys. Yeah, like Jauan Jennings is absolutely free falling as well, like just completely free falling. If Sutton pops off, it's likely a game. Well, that's the thing too. Like if Harvey or Sutton pops off, that's the game script you want Josh Allen with. And this is going to be massively underrated by the field, like or underdrafted by the field just because of the ADP stuff. So there was some talk about Pearsall, about how he may like he's worried about his foot a little bit, is what I heard earlier today. I haven't heard it from him, but I heard that he said that he may have to like try to land differently or something, and like it may hurt when he comes down some. So I'm not huge on him. I thought I would be, but hearing that, I'm a little worried. But I do think that they require him to be healthy, at least playing, to have a chance against Seattle, because he's their field stretcher, right? Having him on the field, if that's true, if he's playing a decoy role, like how much Jauan Jennings do you want if he's gonna play true decoy? He said, "I can't get hit in my legs." Okay. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure exactly what he said. And welcome, Kai. Thank you for listening. I know you're usually listening in the background. I appreciate that you stop in. And a lot of the things that I've heard, I don't have the exact wording. You pop in and correct me, or you have the full story. So I appreciate that for sure. Yeah, like so I basically kind of stopped taking Pearsall, but because that's happening, like Jauan Jennings is falling because he's supposed to play now. I think it's almost more bullish that Pearsall is playing and won't be able to play at his normal level. I could be an absolute fool as well, right? Like I could just be an idiot. I've definitely had bad takes before. It won't be the last one I have if I'm wrong, like a player that I don't take very often is Troy Franklin. I do think that I need to mix him in some. This feels like a team that it kind of makes sense. I do have James Cook. It kind of comes back. I have just a onslaught here for the Rams, or for them. I don't really want a third piece with Caleb Williams. Pearsall is live to get injured and walking. Yeah, like he got injured walking on the street last year, so it wouldn't surprise me if he gets hurt walking in the huddle. So the team, we have Caleb Williams, James Cook, DeAndre Swift, wide receivers, Jaden Higgins and Troy Franklin, not the sexiest wide receivers, and tight end, my boy, Colston Loveland. We will do one more BR, and then we will probably do a drafters playoff best ball. We're jumping in this BR and we're jumping in 10 seconds. Yeah, so I've been taking a little more, like, I didn't really like taking Juwan Jennings where he was going before, to be honest with you. Like, you'd have to take him at like 15, 16, 17, right? That was for underdog and for having to take Juwan Jennings at that time. Like, both of them, the boo is definitely relative to both of those comments. My tight end exposure, I am. We have exposure 53 drafts. Schultz at 24, Loveland at 22, Tonjes at 22, and then a little bit of these guys. I'm kind of fading Hunter Henry. I didn't realize it was that hard. I probably should get a little more. I would like that to be at like 6 to 8% on Henry. I like the Schultz pick a lot. I really like the Loveland pick. This is what I got. That's what I've ended with. We got 53 teams right now. This is what we got there. Wide receivers. I finally have DJ Moore. I have them equal. That's fantastic. My JSN is down here at 11%. So, and with that Hunter Henry, Drake May is my second quarterback. But I've been taking Drake May just naked a little bit. I think people are going to stack him almost every time. So I've been taking him naked a lot. I like the other tight ends relative to him quite a bit this week. Like, I like Tonjes over, like, just straight up over him. I like Schultz straight up over him. So I've not gotten to a lot of them, but I don't, like, I'm not saying that that's right. I think that if they get to the goal line, it's very likely that it's either Drake May or Ramondre running it in. And Hunter Henry, if he scores, a lot of the time they're on from the 5-yard line. I think that the Texans defense, it's going to be more likely that Drake May gets outside the pocket and sees that he can just run it in those situations if they get down to the goal line. I also don't think that he's live really to score like 18 points, which is maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just assuming that Colson Loveland gets 15 to 20 points. So if I'm wrong there, like, all of my tight end thoughts are gone. Like, none of them matter because that's how I'm playing it. I will take a sharp share here. We'll just double up on the Seattle game here. We'll go ahead and do Juwan Jennings if he comes back. I don't love Juwan Jennings there, but we were just talking him up. So we will do that if it comes back around. I almost went naked Stafford there and came back with a Parkinson or Tyler Higbee. That's actually how a lot of my Higbee and Parkinson exposure is. Because I really, really like that game, as you see, because I have all the Bears wide receivers. I'm taking like Stafford here, and then every once in a while with either CMC or JSN. And then that's a decent fall on Sutton. So the Josh Allen drafter is going to get a gift. I seen this earlier today, and the Josh Allen drafter passed him. And I was like, what are you doing? Probably just mad that, yeah, okay. Good for Dallas there. They end up getting Sutton. What's up, Aaron Sandy? So I know you're pretty into the streets, copy paste. Do you think I'm cooked with those exposures or not? I think that Dalton Schultz is being undervalued is the main thing. And I think that we need a tight end to get to 15 points. Because, like, if you just look at, like, what Loveland's been doing, he's got almost 40 targets in 3 weeks. I think it's 10, 13, and 16 with 90, 90, and 100 and some yards and 2 touchdowns. So I don't see the game script being much different this week. I think that they may get behind early, and I think that so we were just talking this up. Let's go ahead and take the Hunter Henry here. I do want to get some more. Like, I don't love Henry this week, but I don't want to be at 4%. I do think I need to be above 4%. Like, and it's 50-50 that I get Drake May back. Okay, so it's 100% I get Drake May back. So that feels fine. You're in the same boat with you, maybe to Loveland and okay, got it. I mean, I just straight I take Schultz in the 4th sometimes. Depending on what I'm planning on doing at the end. Like, there are a couple players that, like, I'll go into, like, in a draft, I'll be like, okay, I want this guy. All right, we're going to take Drake May here. We may do something kind of wild at the end of this draft. We'll see. Pepper Tony is not a believer in Tonjes. I am a believer in Tonjes. I'm also a believer that San Francisco's offense will work reasonably well this week. I know that they got absolutely dumpstered the last time they played. I know Kittle is out. I believe Shanahan isn't going to allow that to happen again. I mean, like, look at the tight end slate is the thing. Like, Hunter Henry has a horrific matchup. Kincaid knee is still kind of hurt, right? Loveland is Loveland. Like, he's basically, they're all kind of the same click, right? Like, they're just all kind of the same click. Yeah, we'll take DJ Moore here. So the squad, we have JSN and Sharp with the Juwan Jennings on the other side of it. We have Drake May, Hunter Henry stack, no bring back, and DJ Moore. Flat exposure may be the right way to do it. The thing is that if you believe that the offense is going to work and you believe Pearsall is hurt, there's only 3 guys to take. It's Jennings, it's McCaffrey, and it's Tonjes, right? So if they score the points that Vegas have them scoring, which is 19 points. Yeah, I will say that him going 100% of the time and Barner going as little as he does is interesting. What we were going to do is we were actually going to take Schultz there if he came back around, but he didn't. So, yeah, and I totally get that. Like, Schultz is my tight end 2, and then Tonjes is my tight end 3. But I think that I think Schultz should probably just be tight end 2, and then Hunter Henry, you could argue, is tight end 3. Like, he's tight. Like, if you're looking at talent stuff, it's just Henry 2, right? But if you add matchup into it, like, Henry, I think, gets dropped, and Seattle is a little worse against tight ends than most other positions as well. That's the other thing. So, by the way, we're going to go over to Drafters, and we're going to join the Second Chance Playoff Mini. We are waiting on 4 for anybody who wants to join me over here. This might be my last draft. I might do another one. I'm not sure. I am planning on streaming tomorrow morning at noonish for a little while, assuming that the BR isn't full. I don't think it will be, but I mean, I would have, but there's not a lot of things I want to draft out here right now. Like, we're waiting on one, by the way. Like, I don't usually do a ton of BRs. I usually do 3 to 5 of them. I may get to 20, 25 this week. I've done more on stream today than I did the last 3 weeks combined. I'll do the Deposit Kingdom at some point. Yeah, I did see that that's only 46% filled right now. I may do a bunch of them tomorrow on stream. And I'm basically going to kind of chase whatever is closest to overlay tomorrow on stream, most likely. But we are here, Kai with a new picture, it looks like, at the 101. I got the 102. Rick Cruiser at the 104. Game tied at the 105. If you guys want to draft the playoff best ball over here, we could definitely do that. I don't. Do they even have? They do have. Is this a Saturday main? We'll look and see what the like. I want a hurry up is what I want. I want a hurry up. And if there's no hurry up on the primetime stuff, I usually skip them. I like the 20 max, $60 in 20 max stuff. I like it on the full weekend slates. I just like the hurry ups. I like the 20 max. If it was 20 max, $10, I would totally be up for it. And I would probably max it most weeks. But the 150 entry 10 max stuff, I'm out. I don't love it. I do some here and there, but I wanted, like, at a prime time, I definitely want it to be like a 2-game slate. I definitely want like a 20 max myself. And I get it. Like, they had a lot of stuff overlay last week. That's because they have their bag split between best ball playoffs and the weekly stuff. And we're over here on Drafters doing the playoff stuff. So this is a little different. Game Tight changes things up and pulls Harvey up into the first. He's pretty big on the Broncos getting the Super Bowl. I will tell you, you need to take Bo Nix there. Okay, you did. Bo Nix doesn't come back. Like, he just doesn't come back. Rick might actually pass Stafford to me. We'll see what Rick does. If they take Stafford, like, they don't have anything to stack with. So I either get Stafford or Kyron here. Either one feels great. We got double quarterback here at the 1 hole or at the 2 hole. Yeah, NBA been overlaying too, and main BRs every week. All right. Well, we have a plan, but the plan isn't a good plan. Yeah, we'll take sharps. Yeah, we don't like this. We don't like this at all. Yeah, like everything, like dog bowls, 85% to 80. Yeah, I know that you said you were smashing a bunch of those. I don't know, man. Like, I like the 20 max stuff much more. Like even with Wildcat, I've done okay on it this year, but like I don't want 50 max. I usually do 50. Like I done like 80 of them last week. I done well with it. I broke even there, and then I cashed decently in the hurry up. But all right, so we're doing this. And we're going to get really ugly from here. We're going to force in CJ Stroud. Is what we're going to do. So we got this set up. Got an advance rate piece there and Sharps. We got that. We're just going to build out the Houston Super Bowl. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't look at the other sports. I know that you're a bigger DJ than I am because you follow the NBA stuff as well. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, like the overlay gets super enticing, man. It absolutely does, for sure. So, Game Tide over here building out what he usually like the Broncos stuff that he loves. This is really fun. Sutton doesn't always make it back, and the only way to get all three of them is to pull Bo Nix up, or to pull Harvey up, and then force everything up. And I don't hate it. Like, I think this will be underrepresented in the field, and I think Loveland is easily the best tight end left. So, if that is the Super Bowl, this is a very, very fun team. Probably makes you a bigger. Oh, okay. Do you ever do well in it? That's the other question. Like, because if you do well in it, doesn't matter. I don't think it does, right? I'll tell you who I'm not taking. Oh, you shipped one last year. Oh, you shipped some last year. That's awesome. Uh, is the BRs on NBA, is it daily or is it, I assume it's every day, right? So had a few 1% finishes this year so far, but no, got it. Yeah, I'm basically going to fully flip into just big board stuff. So hopefully that works out for me. I'm not expecting it to, but hopefully it does. Yeah, so this team, we brought Stroud up instead of taking Caleb. I usually like Caleb, but we took Sharps there as an advance rate piece, kind of out of a panic. And assuming that we will build out a Stroud team. It's the only Stroud team I have. I think that this team is probably dead because it's a Stroud only team. The Steve here kind of looks like they're auto drafting, and they absolutely wrecked me. Like the Stafford pick could have been super. I wasn't expecting it, but the fact that Knicks went over on this side as well. So yeah, they are auto drafting because they took Nico there as well. So we have the 3 Houston pass catchers that I want. I think I'm fine being solo Schultz here. Steve W911 out here molding steel beams with this draft. Yeah. Absolutely. He is doing some things for sure. All right, so what do we want? We might just take Rome. You know what? We're just gonna take Jalen Knoll. Honestly, we're gonna go Puka plus Houston, and we'll take an advance rate piece outside of that. Yeah, we'll take our last pick will be Demarcus Robinson, Demario Douglas, something like that. It'll be one of those two, actually. What? Yeah, it was during the. No, it was an hour before the first game of the conference championship. I remember distinctly because I had a buddy coming over and it launched and I had my personal rankings up on a spreadsheet. I was trying to do it. They walked in the door and I just completely butchered the whole draft because I was trying to talk to them, look at the spreadsheet and draft a team. And I was literally check marking at like I made an extra column and I check marked as players got drafted, trying to track the ADP to see what I like where people were going and what to attack. So every time a player went, I went to the spreadsheet and I typed it in. Because I was going to do that either way for the first like 3 drafts I done, just to kind of get an idea of where some of the rookies were going. And like because there were some that I wanted to make sure I got early, and so I did that, and then I forced myself not to take him in a draft in like more than one of those drafts, so I could see where they would fall if I didn't take them. And I remember the game starting as I was doing that, and because I took Xavier, like I loved Xavier Restrepo, and I had him at like 130 something. I'll do a drafters weekly. So this team, we got CJ Stroud, Kyron Williams, Charbonnet, Blake Corum, Puka, Jaden Higgins, Christian Kirk, Jalen Knoll, Demarcus Robinson, and Dalton Schultz. Kai from the one hole, Darnold, Walker, Ty Johnson, JSN, Cooks, Pat Bryant, Mims, Hutchinson, Barner, and Kincaid. That's a really solid team. Built out 2 possible Super Bowls with the JSN Darnold. Like this is a very well constructed team. I like this more than my team. I'll tell you that. I bet they were scared whenever Stafford went that they might not get Darnold, but I didn't do it to him. I'm not Steven 911 over here. Rick, Brock Purdy, CMC, James Cook, the Kyle Juszczyk click, Shakir, Jennings, Boutte, Pearsall, Tonjes, and Kyle Williams. Very fun as well. And then game tight. Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Harvey and Monungai. You are just all Chicago and Denver. No fear, no worry about a big game from Cooper Kupp to explode. Fullbacks matter, absolutely. We will go. Oh yeah, yeah. Like that's my one Texans team. Like I built it. It's there. I have a Texans team. It is what it is. I didn't want to be there, but I got there. We are doing a 330 splash, waiting on 3. These are four pod teams here. Yeah, like I had to kind of ignore ADP to build out what I wanted. I knew that early, so that's why I pulled Stroud up the board. I knew I was going to be taking people down the board the whole time, and I knew I had to force myself to get. I really wanted to get Dalton Schultz on that team. Like for me, he was like the most important piece. We got Rick at the 103, Peppertoni at the 101. I got the 102. Puka, CMC, JSN, Bam Bam, 7007 cries. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be. Yeah, I've never. I don't know if I've ever seen that. You with a name like Bam, I'm gonna guess that he's still clicking the ready button. I'm gonna guess Bam there is just like still just hyper clicking right here. Like, please continue. Start harder. Start faster. Start faster. Oh, absolutely. But that, I mean, I was fine with it. I fully expected it. We're gonna go with RJ Harvey here. We'll let Peppertoni do. Oh, Loveland, huh? And Adams, got it. We will. I haven't really thought this through. Probably go with Swift. Yeah, we're just gonna go with Swift here. Yeah, like that's a fun start. Puka, Loveland, Adams. That's super fun. Well, I also pointed out that he was auto drafting. So that means everybody who was listening pulled players up and forced him to get that. Like, I was kind of hoping Nico made it back to me. Like, the goal was to get Nico as well. The fact I didn't get Nico kind of makes it probably a dud for a Texans team. But if Nico is out for 2 weeks and only plays in the Super Bowl, I don't know if that's very likely, but it is something that's possible, right? There you go. Peppertoni building out a shipper over here. He knows not to take, like, me and him don't have to take a quarterback at all. We know what each other's doing. We trust each other. I'm going to make him pay for trusting me, though. That's what's happening here. You ain't getting no good things. How dare you take Shakir from me? How dare you? We will go. We'll take Stephon Diggs here. Probably go there as well. Like the rest of my team, I feel pretty confident. I know what I want. If DJ makes it back, we take DJ. We will take. Let's go ahead and take Dalton Kincaid. I ain't too worried about it. And then there's several wide receivers down here. Like I like Higgins. I don't mind Pat Bryant. Shaheed would make sense on this team. I could go Brandon Cooks as well. And then I'll take Bo Nix here, and Peppertoni is going to get Matt Stafford in the last round. Give me a moment. All right, there is the Discord link. And I'm fixing the descriptions right now. All right, it's also in the descriptions now as well. Hopefully that works. Well, sometimes they switch the invite code up at random. And if they switch the invite code up at random, like the one that was there doesn't work anymore, right? So I'm assuming that it just got it got changed. So I am as well. I'm going to have my research done very soon. How we doing, Kelly? Thank you for popping in. You know what? I think I'm going to go. I'll do another one of these if you guys want. I need to do a bunch of these anyway. But this team: Bo Nix, CMC, RJ Harvey, Sutton, Diggs, Jaden Higgins, Kincaid, and DeAndre Swift. Pepperoni built an absolute monster. We got Stafford at the last pick, Sharbs, Blake Corum, Puka, Adams, Shakir, Loveland, and Dalton Schultz. Rick, Josh Allen, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker, JSN, Juwan Jennings, DJ Moore, Hunter Henry, and Woody Marks. All right, we are going back, and we're going to join. We'll wait until this pops up, and we'll get a full lobby. Last year it dropped 1 hour before the before the championship game. I think a lot of people complained that it dropped right then last year, and I don't know when, but I'm hoping they drop it on next Saturday, right? Like, give us 1 day of drafting to where we can actually just enjoy the games instead of having it launch as the games start. Like, that to me was bad. Because I wanted to draft I wanted to draft like 3 or 4 teams as soon as it started, but it did not do that. So hopefully that is different this year, or they wait until Monday after the championship games. You can, if Woody Marks is still available, you can just go swap it right now, right? So very nice. Yep, you are in. We usually hang out in the hangout section and chat during games, by the way. It looks like this isn't going to go up. Like, it was just us. So I am going to join right now. Hopefully one of you guys can get in. But it was sitting at 2 for a long time. So we got Rick got in at the 101. Yeah, by the way, I don't know like what your schedule is usually. I know that you stream every once in a while, but I'm going to get a hold of you about something. Like I'm making a worksheet. I'll give you the worksheet that I will use for the whole year. I'm going to make it public, but it's basically just a bunch of stats. I'm going to kind of set up like who's free agent, who's not, all that stuff, all on one list. It'll be Google Docs. It's just something for free that you'll probably like. It will help with being able to like look through and rank and do stuff. I'm sure you have your own system, but extra stuff is always good. All right, we get CMC at the 103. That is best case scenario. Like I am super happy about that. And it is full PPR here. So I actually do think Loveland is a fantastic pick. Loveland does go there though. I'm sure Pepperoni has the only Puka Loveland Adams team in the contest. Like that is a super fun combination. Like I'm pretty jealous about that. And the only reason and he got Stafford in the very last round because he knew that I wasn't going to just take Stafford there. Because I'd already built out the Broncos stuff. So I was kind of locked into taking him as well. Uh, I I know that people are doing that. I don't necessarily agree with it. Um, it's like DFS and this are different games too, right? Like they're not really the same game at all. So it could make sense. You know what? We're just gonna take Ramondre. Uh, you could message me. I mean, if you join the Discord, you could just do it through Discord. Uh, or on X, it's whohames_ff on X as well. Those would be the best ways. I check my I'm always on Discord. I check X every once in a while. But yeah, it's the Discord's free. It's pretty small right now, but it's a good group of people. Uh, we're usually talking like what we want to bet and stuff at halftime of games. Coolers dominates, so he does pretty good on the pickups and stuff at halftime. Yeah, and in the description of this, there is the Discord link to my Discord as well. So we're definitely going to go Burden or DJ Moore here. And we're gonna force them to take. We're gonna go with Luther Burden, and then we're gonna force them to take Caleb if they want Caleb. And if they don't take, they don't. I was hoping to kind of bully them into that. We will take Shaheed here, and I'm gonna take Dalton Schultz if he makes it back, and if he doesn't, I'll just take Hunter Henry, and then I'm fine taking Brock Purdy or Caleb Williams. Hey, sweet. Yeah. The Discord's pretty fun. Whenever basically here pretty soon, I'll start putting charts in there and stuff. A guy, Adam, he's really like he's better at this stuff than I am, but he was making like the charts, kind of like the Hayden Winks charts and stuff last year. I sent him my files and he used those to he basically used those for to chart a bunch of things. And sweet. Yeah, it's all good. Glad to see people are joining. You had me at charts. Talk dirty to me. So we got Brock Purdy, CMC, James Cook, Juwan Jennings, Luther Burton, Rashid Shaheed, Hunter Henry, and Ramondre Stevenson. It's kind of all over the place, but I really don't mind it. I like the plays I have here, and like I was saying earlier, with the Ricky Pearsall talking about how he doesn't want to get hit this week, I'm in on Juwan Jennings now. I wasn't as in, but I am now. Rick, Josh Allen, RJ Harvey, Kenneth Walker, Puka, Shakir, Pearsall, Barner, and Blake Corum. We're going to join another one. There'll be 2 extra spots here for anybody who wants to join. Like, I do go back afterwards. Like, a lot of the time I will also take a player at the top, and then I'll just go back and swap because, like, over here on Drafters, like I can just go to the second draft I done, and I can just click Jake Tonjes and just swap him to whatever. And you can also like move. You can use this move button, so I can move Zach Charbonnet up here, and then if I wanted to swap out a wide receiver with DeAndre Swift, I could do that as well. We got the Game Tie got the 101. Westy Doggy, I think may be a member here. At the 102, I got the 103. Pepper Tony at the 104, and this might be the end of my drafts. And we will see if they are here. Go Ravens. The bit stays alive. Yeah, he said, as I am the Kai, like I heard it. I didn't hear the actual quote, but I heard that he said something, and I am the Kai confirmed. He basically, he said, I can't get hit in the legs or something like that, or I don't want to get hit in the legs. So I think that he is, I think he's going to be a decoy. So I don't know the exact quote, but he did say something like that. I've heard other streams say it as well. So I think that that's pretty bullish on Jauan Jennings. And I think that that's another reason I'm pretty in on Jake Tonjes as well. Like I kind of got a little higher on him as well when I heard that. We'll take Davante Adams here. Yeah, he has. Like, if he could be healthy, he would be so good. So good. Like, I don't know. Did I accidentally join a BR? I think I accidentally clicked a BR and autoed it in another screen. Yes, I did. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, good. I didn't. We will. Yeah, we'll take Swift. I really like DeAndre Swift. It really is. That's something I need to look more into. I know they voided this contract. The question is, when they voided his contract, does that make him a free agent next year? I don't know. I'm not positive. I assume that means he's going to be a free agent next year. And if he's a free agent next year, how into does he get paid? Like, what happens, right? What happens? I'm very, very interested in how that works out, because I'm assuming, like, I've never heard of them just voiding the contract. I assume it's just straight free agency. Either Washington or New England, right? But yeah, Washington makes the most sense because he was trying to force himself there last year. We'll take DJ Moore this time. I really liked him because of the system he was in. Like, the thing is he was a Shanahan #1 receiver. That's what I liked. I always liked the Shanahan #1 receiver thing. And he did. He really did. He held out. He had one game where he looked like he might be fine, and then he got absolutely destroyed. Yeah, and the system was the value. That's kind of where I was at. Like, he was a really good player, but not an elite player. But like we're seeing Demarcus Robinson do really good things right there. Go hard boss, that's Westy Doggy. That's great. That's good stuff. So we'll take Booty here, and we'll make this a Drake May team or a Brock Purdy team. Either one's fine, or a Caleb team. Any of it's fine. He's an 87 in Madden, but he thinks he's a 95. That's hilarious. Yeah, we'll take Drake May here. Pepper Tony once again gets Matt Stafford in the last round. I got Drake May, CMC, DeAndre Swift, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Kayshon Boutte, Dalton Schultz, and Stevenson. So we're in on the Patriots a little bit and a bring back. Game Tight has Bo Nix, Woody Marks, Jaleel McLaughlin. I've not taken Jaleel yet. I do think it's fine as a scroll. I think it's much more clickable on drafters where you can go to a third flex. I don't know if I get there, but yeah. I did mention it earlier. I would not hate anybody to do that. I think it's fine. And the wide receiver, Puka, Cortland Sutton, Diggs, Evan Ingram, and Shaheed. Pepper Tony, Stafford, Cook, Sharbs, Juwan Jennings, Luther Burden, Demarcus Robinson, Cole Loveland, Kenneth Walker. I'm surprised you didn't take... Did you take Stafford? Oh, I see what you did. You took Stafford and you're going to swap to... Yeah. So I was talking about this on my stream last time. Like, something that I do every once in a while in the last round. If you take Stafford here, nobody else in the lobby can swap to Stafford if you swap Stafford out for Caleb Williams. So, but if Caleb Williams gets swapped to and then swapped back, they can swap to Caleb Williams, I believe. So, like, if he wants Caleb Williams, there's no reason to just take Caleb Williams. If you take Stafford, the Puka drafter can't swap to Stafford if they decided they wanted to swap to Stafford. So it limits the options for other people to swap if you take the higher ADP player and then swap out. I believe you get 10 swaps per contest. Like we'll look. Well, we're not joining. We're looking. Max swaps 10, so you can do that 10 times. You can basically lock out a player from somebody if they wanted to swap. Like if somebody's trying to push something, like on that last draft, I could have taken Matt Stafford to make sure Pepper Tony didn't get him at the end of the draft. How come I didn't take Stafford there? I honestly didn't realize he was there. But I'd already made up my mind. I was gonna do Kayshon Boutte with Ramondre because Ramondre's been a receiving threat lately. Weirdly, 75 yards and a touchdown in the previous 2 weeks. 10 receptions over 3 weeks. So like I want this in my portfolio is all. Stafford might have been the better overall click, but I'm gonna have a decent amount of Stafford. All right, we're gonna go back to the lobby. Whenever the splat, like, you know what, we're actually gonna go to Underdog. I'm gonna end the stream, I think, here with a Battle Royale draft. We're gonna join this Battle Royale and we're gonna do it in 10 seconds. Yeah, I do, like, I make mistakes. I maybe should have taken Stafford there, but my mind was made up that I was going to build the Drake May thing. So I built the Drake May thing. Whether I made the right decision or not, we built it. We seen a vision and we went for the vision. Even if that vision fails, we did it. uh, well, like, right, like it was an intentional thing for me to do that. The mistake may be that that Stafford's what you needed, right? Like I that's what I meant by that. Like it could have been the wrong pick. Not that it was a mistake. Oh, nice and blunts in the overflow. Got it. I may do it. You know what? I might do one of my the Deposit Kingdoms. I'm actually in a good mood. I was planning on doing the going out with the family at 4. That's why I streamed earlier today because my usually go out with my dad and my nephew now that I'm off work uh, on Fridays. But I ran into my mom and my nephew earlier today, and we went out for lunch instead. So I'd already said that I was going to start streaming at 2:30. So the one thing I am going to do is stick to my schedule and keep my word. So we did that. So I actually have nothing to do tonight except for drafts. But I also I want to save a lot of my drafts for the night. There tends to be more like ADP falling value and stuff the later the night goes. I don't know if we've got a storm yet. It was flurries earlier. There is a little bit of snow on the ground. And by the way, we got Pepper Tony at the 101. I got the 103. Yeah, no storm yet, but it's supposed to get that way tomorrow. It doesn't matter as long as it's not freezing rain tomorrow. I'm going to be grilling. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to grill during the back half of the first game. And whenever the food is done, I'm going to drive over to my dad's house. I'm going to take the food with me, and we're gonna have a good time. Come on, Mott's. Mott's, you are an RJ Harvey guy. You got Josh Allen. You need RJ Harvey or Cortland Sutton. You don't need Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland's going to do nothing for you. Yeah, exactly. You know how to do this. You pass me, Colston Loveland, so you can build yourself the best team that you do. I like this. Jet skis. Ramondre Stevenson is absolutely worth the 8th overall pick whenever I'm behind you and Colston Loveland can fall. I like that. Like pulling up Ramondre, you should do that every time you're in a draft with me. If you're in a draft with me, you should pull Ramondre all the way up to pick 8 every time. Like I will be very happy if you do that. So yeah, just continue to do that. I am a fan. I am for sure a fan. Like I'll probably take I don't take a ton of but Walker is the automatic click here. I think there's a gigantic teardrop at running back here. I'm slightly Sharps over Kenneth Walker, but I do think that if one of them has like the 22, 23 point ceiling, like if it's a lower scoring week overall, Sharps is what you want, and it's only a 4-game slate. So he is definitely the safer play. If it's a high scoring week, I think it's a lot more likely that Walker is what you would need. Let's see what jet skis do here. Naked Stafford. Adams doesn't come back. Ramondre, Diggs. This is that Diggs was not the pick I expected there. Maybe they logged out. maybe jet ski logged out when Adam they just took Ramondre and logged out. Screw this. I can't ever get Stafford Adams when I take Stafford in the first round. I can't believe that. uh, I would love to get Jennings here, or like I will like any of these picks. I've like I could get absolutely torched this week if Christian Kirk has another big game. I am putting a lot of my eggs in the fact that Christian Kirk doesn't have a good game. I think I'm going to take a single share of Christian Kirk, and like I'll take him if he comes back here. But I think in my fullback dives, I'm going to take one share of Christian Kirk somewhere to kind of even out my exposure by money. JSN Josh Allen, that is fantastic. That's awesome. I seen it once. I also seen a guy get Puka Loveland earlier, which I think I would prefer. Like that would be fantastic. I would prefer Puka Loveland myself. I was at the 101 and Josh Allen went at the 11. And there were some wild things going on in that draft. So we'll get a Christian Kirk share here. Yeah, no, I like. Are you going to like just draft the highest ADP guy left? Are you going to build out? Did you go Shakir the next round? Like I'm assuming if like DeAndre Swift was available, you went there. Did you take a running back net? I assume you took Walker or Sharp. One of them was there. But if Swift was there, you would have probably taken him. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna do the naked Drake May thing here. I think. I mean, I don't know. We could do the CJ Stroud, although like one-off CJ Stroud team here as well. I don't actually buy very many jerseys. I don't think I do really like Bo Nix. I don't think he would be the next jersey I buy though. I do think that I would probably buy. Let me think. What would I buy next? Actually it'd be Scatabo. Even if he never is the same again, it would be Scatabo. All right, so my team: Drake May, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Colston Loveland, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Pepper Tony steals the Caleb. I would have too. Like I think Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift isn't paired enough, and I've been doing it a little bit this week. Like I've been doing it more than I probably should. Puka, Swift, Caleb, Sharps, Adunze, and Terrence Ferguson. I like it. We're going to go here. We're going to go to the Deposit Kingdom. We're going to join the Deposit Kingdom in 10 seconds. It should be easier to get a bunch of us in this draft as well. JSN, Allen, Walker, Cooks, and Franklin. So are you actually pretty big on Franklin this week then? That is number one because of the location error. But number two, and more importantly, Franklin over Pat Bryant. I can't get behind. Like I do think you need to mix them in both, but yeah, I think he's worth a dart throw. Like whoever we were just talking about, the player you drafted. Who was it you just took in the last round? Terrence Ferguson. Yeah. Yeah, I got distracted making fun of like the Troy Frank. Like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what my exposure are on them. We will look. We need one more for the Deposit Kingdom. Exposures 57 teams. We'll refresh and make sure that it's concurrent. And this will be my last draft for sure. Doesn't look like any Game Tight got in. I got 12% Pat Bryant and one share of Troy Franklin. So there is that. I think I think they have the same ceiling. Uh, yeah, and like with that same thought in mind, I haven't been doing it, but I also think that mixing in Marvin Mims is fine on a short slate. We got nice and blunt at the 103, Game Tight at the 104. I got the 106. If you want, after this draft, I could show you some pick'ems I've made. I actually hit on two of them last week. One of them I shared in the Discord. I'm assuming nobody followed it because I've not done well for several weeks in a row. But I basically made a little bit more than all the money I've lost over the last like 10 weeks on the pick'ems this past week. So that felt pretty good. I was in for like $70 on pick'ems and cashed out for $850, so I netted almost 800 on it. And like I'd cashed one or two, but like small ones to kind of stay afloat a little bit throughout the time. We will not take Josh Allen. We're gonna We're just going to take the two running backs from this game. Yeah, I scaled up Colson Loveland, Brandon Cook. I'm doing the same thing this week, by the way. Scaling Colson Loveland up, scaling up Brandon Cooks, and then I had Herbert rushing at base. So I basically had two pick'ems that were going to cash out for one for 550 and the other for 300. And both of them were reliant on Justin Herbert getting his 29 and a half yards. And I almost bet 100 on the under to like hedge in some manner, like to basically double up if I lost, or pay for all my pickups for the week if I lost and still make 750. But I decided to just write it out because I felt pretty good about that line. The Herbert rushing stuff has been insane all year. Like, I think CMC Swift is probably my most common start. I've gotten to that a lot. And Puka Swift, I've gotten to a lot. All right, so we have three people already taking quarterbacks. Game Tight here is going to take Bo Nix at some point. We know that. He's picked a lane this week. We all know what lane that is. He is absolutely stuck in that lane. There are no other decisions. That is the decision. We're going to go Diggs. And May. We're just going to go ahead and pull Drake May up. And then if Schultz makes it back, we take Schultz. If Kirk makes it back, we take Kirk. And if if Schultz is priority one. If Schultz doesn't make it back, we take either Higgins or Kirk, and it is a revenge game for Diggs. You know, half the team, like, he always performs in revenge games too. Like, the revenge game narrative is overblown at points, but whenever you look at all the ones Stephon Diggs has ever been in, he generally performs in them. The only problem is this is not a good matchup for Stephon Diggs specifically. I kind of think that the way that the Texans play defense, you have to beat them on like a deep shot. I think the Kyle Williams or the Booty is more likely to be what hits if something hits. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think I have. Let's I'll bring it up in another tab real quick. My exposure on Diggs is 12%, which is kind of where I want to be. I don't want to be overweight at all. I don't want to be at field because I want some scrolls. I think 12% feels fine. Christian Kirk would be a fun click. I mean, Dalton Schultz is the click if he's there. If he's there, I probably take Rome. I don't have a lot of Rome, and I'm very invested in the Bears. I have 7% on Rome. I'm kind of playing it that he isn't as good. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll take Schultz, and we will take Rome Odunze. We have Drake May, James Cook, RJ Harvey, the stacking partner with Diggs, Rome Odunze, and the bring back of Dalton Schultz. Game tight, shocker, Bo Nix, Colson Loveland, Cortland Sutton, and Troy Franklin, the double stack, no bring back. Bills suck. That's what he said. This draft says Bills suck. Status in question. Is it? He got the N mark. He got the I for N. I mean, if he doesn't play, it's a good thing, in my opinion. Because I have a whole bunch of the other guys. He's expecting to play. I mean, he played last week, but the man's got a broken foot, right? I for in question. We got Nice and Blunt here has CMC, DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams stacked up with Swift and DJ Moore, other wide receiver Juwan Jennings and AJ Barner on the bring back for the San Francisco stuff. I like it. I will show you the pick'ems I've put in. I've put in 3 pick'ems or 4 pick'ems this week. This is what I've got so far. I put 2 of them in my Discord. I had this this reduced pick. I just threw $5 on my boy Pat Bryant because I can, or I guess I put 10 on it. So that's live. This was the first one I seen, like, whenever lines initially came out. I did Loveland 89 yards, Harvey 19.5 longest, $10 pays 120. This is an elevated version of that. It's a 40% boost with Loveland 8.5 targets, which is like a 1.5x. He's got 10 or more targets the last 3 weeks in a row. RJ Harvey 19.5 longest rush. Bills rush defense is bad. I know that Ed Oliver may come back, but I do think that at some point they will still bust a big run. And Brandon Cooks 44.5 yards receiving. If Harvey hits the longest rush, I think that this part also becomes more possible as well. And I almost feel like the Loveland multiplier on targets is almost free. Then we got a free pick. I put this in the Discord earlier. This one I might have went a little crazy on. Harvey 100 yards, Stroud's 1 yard, Corum touchdown. Loveland at 9.5 targets is like 2.4x or something. That $10 bet, because it's a free bet, or it's a pick 'em or gimme pick, 10 was the max. That $10 pays out 500, or it did at the point that I put this in. And then this was just a random one I put in a little bit ago. The 60% boost, Corum over on rushing, Loveland higher 7.5 targets, Pat Bryant over 31 receiving yards, and then Tonjes has like a 1.6 multiplier on his touchdown. I'm not going to recommend to take the Tonjes touchdown. Like, if you remove that, I think that this is a very good pick'em. I just wanted to add some juice, so I added the Tonjes to it. But those are the pick'ems I have right now. Corum won me money last week. I had him over on rushing yards. I think it was him. Let's I guess I could just go to results, right? Oh, it was Tootin. That's who it was. It was basically it was the like against the Bills defense, right? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, it's worth a swing. That'll be the only bet I put on Tonjes. Yeah, but anyway, thanks everybody for coming out. I will probably jump on tomorrow around noon, draft some stuff if there's stuff to be drafted. I'm sure that not everything will be filled. I will chase a little bit of overlay. I will probably just do it one draft at a time. Good luck, everybody, this week. Have a great weekend. See half of you guys tomorrow. Peace.